Hello everyone, welcome back. I am Joey the Jag, the expressive filmmaker. And today we are going to be writing the story and coming up with an awesome title for the upcoming short film for this month. Please leave a like and subscribe and share the video. I make short films and films in general, and I decided to use every month make a short film by the pool of a hat. And the video or film challenge for this month is a Flipbook animated short film that is a thriller and also that happens to have a message that creativity is messy and that is okay. So now that that's out of the way and you now know that I'm making a short film that is a Flipbook animation, today we are going to write the story and why story is important. Now before we move forward, I want to recommend a couple of things. I want to recommend a couple of tools that we'll be needing for me to make this short film, and hopefully it helps you out there as well. So one thing that I will say and recommend, especially going into something, because I've never really made a Flipbook animated short film before. I made Flipbooks like in school, right? But not for a short film. And so it's important to know how to research and study. So the best advice I can give you, especially coming from me that doesn't know how to do certain things, is to go to your local library, do some research, and grab as much resource as you can about the subject, whatever it is, whatever art form you're in. Go to your Barnes and Nobles or your local library or any bookstore that you can grab a book and sit down, have a coffee, and study and research whatever art you're doing. It's important to do that so you know what you're getting yourself into, so you know where you're going, right? And because I have this knack for struggle and expression, I kind of pile a lot of stuff on myself. But that's just me. That's how I do my things. But you don't have to do that. You don't have to deal with the pressures of pushing yourself. You can go on your own leisure and make your short films however you want, or films in general however you want. And so I'm going to give you that advice as best I can because I care about you guys and I want you all, every single one of you, ladies and gentlemen, to succeed in whatever it is you're trying to do when it comes to your art. And that's just, at the end of it, it's all about study. It's all about craft and understanding where you're going so you know what you're getting yourself into. So the first one thing I will recommend also is grabbing a couple of tools. And these tools are, I don't want to say essential, but they're important. And they're the tools that I'm going to be using to make this upcoming short film. And so the first one I'm going to be using is this. I'm going to be using this mechanical pencil. Now I'm using this mechanical pencil because I can just add more lead inside. And I can take it wherever I want and write down whatever I want. I can draw, I can sketch, I can write storyboards, I can do a bunch of stuff with this mechanical pencil. But you can use any type of pen or pencil or markers or colors, crayons or colored pencils, whatever you want to write down your stuff. I choose a mechanical pencil because it's easier. If I have a mistake, I can erase. If I don't like something, I can just scratch it out, whatever. It doesn't really matter. The idea is just to be able to write down the things that you want with something that you feel comfortable with. What matters is you, whatever tool you want to use, that's what matters. And to me, a mechanical pencil is just for me. I feel confident that when I write with a mechanical pencil, I'm going to write something very, very engaging and interesting. The other tool I'm going to be using is this pocketbook. Now, pocketbooks are interesting because, often than most, artists, we want to carry so much, right? We want to carry all these stuff in backpacks. We want to carry all of these things. But here is the focus of most artists, especially coming from me as an artist, is I want to carry everything. I want to have everything with me, all my books, all my pencils, everything. I want to have my entire art supply in my backpack. But here's the thing, what if you're going to the park? or you're leisurely walking with a friend, or you go to the movies, or maybe your family decides to go to Disneyland, right? Like, what do? So the best thing I would recommend is to get yourself a pocketbook. It's just like a Game Boy Pocket. If you ever had a Game Boy Pocket before, it's a little small little Game Boy you can put in your pocket. It's like that, and you can put it in your pocket. And the cool thing is, whenever you have an idea in your mind, you can pull it out and write down ideas. You can look at the world around you and draw and sketch whatever you're seeing. You can also write down things that are thoughts, like interesting things that you think are interesting. Like, hey, that sounds pretty cool. Or, hey, how come koi fish have that orange color, this and that, and you write that down. Just whatever you have in your mind and you have ideas, just write it down, whatever it is. Draw whatever you see too. They say that when you're moving around, your brain is moving, right? So you're constantly coming up with ideas. The more you move, the more you're on the go. So it's cool to have a pocketbook, because you might have the most amazing idea, right? Like you're driving or something and you have an amazing idea. All of a sudden you're like, oh no, you know what? When I get home, let me write this down, right? But you have a pocketbook. You pull to the side of the road, safe, of course, and you pull out your pocketbook. You get your little pencil or pen, whatever, and you write down that idea. You close your book, you put it back in your pocket, and you drive off happy, right? Because you now have something that you remember that was really cool, and you have it in your pocketbook. So pocketbooks, yeah, that's what I'm going to be using for the making of this story for the short film. So the other tool I'm going to be using is this. But first, before I reveal it to you, I'm going to ask you one thing. You have 10 minutes in your day. You go to work, you go to school, you have family situations, you have relationships, you have friendships, all that stuff, right? And you have 10 minutes of time to do something, right? That is where this book comes in handy. So this is the Coffee Break Screenwriter, and it's writing your script 10 minutes at a time. And it is by Pilar Alessandra, and this is the second edition. I will put the link of this book in the description below, so if you want to check it out yourself, it can help you on writing short films or TV shows or whatever, then by all means, do it. I mean, I did. So one thing I will say, and this is one of the coolest things when it comes to this book, there's so much you can do in 10 minutes. There's so much you can do in 10 minutes. Imagine doing something in 10 minutes in the morning, afternoon, and at night, every day. Just 10 minutes. You're writing something. You're writing the structure of your short film, or you're writing about a character of your short film or a film, or you're writing a villain, or you're writing a scenario about a situation that's happening in scene 5, right? Whatever it is, you are just 10 minutes a day writing something. You're moving forward. You're moving past, I'm not doing nothing, but now you're actually doing something, right? You now are 10 minutes away from making your story for your short film. So pick this up. It's cool. I recommend it. I'm going to be using it to make the story today. Okay, we're going to write the story now. I already figured out how I'm going to write it, what the story is going to be about, and using the Coffee Break Screenwriter, writing your script 10 minutes at a time, I figured out the idea, and then I'm going to turn it into a story, and that is going to be the story for the upcoming Flipbook animated short film. And so this is going to be the story. So this is going to be the story. A boy named Jack Lee, 5 years old, is given lunch to eat by his mom. But unaware to her, the spaghetti comes alive. And attacks the boy. And that is the story. I'm going to repeat it again. Now, the story for the Flipbook animated short film I'm going to be doing. A boy named Jack Lee, 5 years old, is given lunch to eat by his mom. But unaware to her, the spaghetti comes alive and attacks the boy. And so I'm going to call this short film Spaghetti on the Wall. Short film by Joey the Jag. And that's pretty much it. That's going to be the story I'm going to be doing for the upcoming short film for the month. Well, next video I'm going to start drawing on the flipbook. So that's it for this video. Bye-bye!